Hi, today I'm making fried apple fritters. September is apple season, so I'm making a few types of apple dishes, but these apple fritters are more like a donut. So I begin with 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a quarter cup of granulated sugar. I'm using about, oh gosh, how much was it? 2 teaspoons of cinnamon and maybe like a quarter teaspoon of nutmeg. I'm also using a 1/2 cup of milk. This is whole milk, and then 2 eggs. And let us not forget finely chopped apples. So I have about 2 cups here of Honeycrisp apples, and they're chopped very fine. So it's really like a medium size apple. That'll give you about a cup when you chop it fine. So I'd say about 2 apples, medium size, not too small. So next I'm going to begin to combine all of my dry ingredients. I'm adding my eggs and my milk to the dry ingredients and mixing the batter. You want it well combined. I didn't use a blender for this. I just used a spoon. I add in my 2 cups of apples, and then you can see that the batter you can tell there's apples in the batter. Next, I'm going to prepare my oil. And so you want this to be about 375 degrees. If you have a thermometer, that's great. I usually just eyeball it. You can put a little bit of batter into the oil to see if it starts to bubble. And if it does, then you know it's ready to go. And so you're going to take a spoonful and drop it right into the oil, and it will begin to cook. And you're going to let that cook literally about 2 minutes on each side. You want to make sure that you're kind of moving it around the pan so it does not burn or doesn't get too brown on one side. You can make a glaze as you finish this. In this case, I felt like a glaze would be too heavy for what I was looking for, so I decided to take my apple fritters and actually dust them with powdered sugar. And so I did that and served them for breakfast, and it was warm, and you could taste the apples were cooked, and it was a nice introduction to fall.